welcome to the Cooklyn channel. I'm Dave and you're in my kitchen. It is season 3. I am super excited. I'm happy to be back. I missed everybody. It's not like you guys be right here with me, but I miss interacting. I miss being here doing this. Took a little break because, you know, everybody needs a little break every now and then. Took a little break to regroup, kind of think things through. Think of some new ideas, think of some new recipes, practice some stuff in my time off, and, you know, just kind of plan out what we're going to do going forward. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and thank you to each and everybody who has subscribed so far. And if you haven't subscribed, just do me that favor, hit the subscribe button, smash that like. Let's get me popping. I kind of want to get popping this year. I have 400 subscribers. I checked today. Thank each and every one of you, all 400 of you who have subscribed. Thank you very much. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Without your support, you know, I wouldn't continue to do this. I mean, I continue to cook and everything, but to kind of educate and entertain, I need a crowd. You know what I'm saying? I need the feedback. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for sharing with your friends and family. You know, thank you. So without further ado, we're gonna get into season 3 and we're starting off with a bang. Gonna be making shrimp and grits today, y'all. Super classic, super comfort food, and like super good. Something that I love. When I went to New Orleans, I had some of the best shrimp and grits in the world, and we were supposed to go down to New Orleans for in September, but you know, COVID took that off the table, and you know, we're home until things get a little bit better. Sorry, Nola, you'll see us next time. We not Creoles and we not Cajun, but you know, we can do our best here to have these dishes, and you can do it too. So follow along with me as we make shrimp and grits, and here we go. Season 3, Cooklyn channel. Let's go. First things first. First name shrimp, last name grits. So let's deal with the shrimp first. I got about a little over a pound of these colossal wild caught shrimp, and these are super fresh and, you know, like really delicious. And what I'm gonna do is, you know, you gotta devein these shrimp. You don't want to be digesting the digestion. You don't want to eat the poop shoot, in other words. So you can run up in here. I got a pair of kitchen shears. And what you can do is just run up in here and right down the back. You split it in the middle. And then you look for the vein, the main vein. Let me just grab a paper towel. And a little garbage bowl. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna, at the same time, I'm gonna get the shell off, right? As intact as possible. There's a little something there. And then you just use your paper towel to grab anything that you find from that digestive tract, right? There it goes. Oh, he was eating something red. He was eating something pinkish. There you go. I see it. It was kind of hiding. Right? Okay. One down, few to go. Right down the back. Get yourself a good pair of kitchen shears. You know, equipment is important when you're cooking. There it goes. This guy was eating good. He's got a little poop shoot there. Yep, there it goes. And you just try to clean that out the best you can. And then, you know, of course, I'm going to rinse these after I'm done. Yeah, get yourself a pair of kitchen shears, and you know, it helps, you know, all around to have a dedicated pair of kitchen scissors. That way you're not using the ones that your kids are using to cut paper and stuff like that. And you keep them away from these. You put it in the drawer with the knives and stuff, and tell them, look, these are not for you and your school projects, right? So all of the shells that we pulled from the shrimp, right? We're not gonna discard these just yet. We're gonna use these shells to get some more, we're gonna use this to get some more flavor out of these shrimp. So here's what we're gonna do with the shrimp shells. We're gonna just get them and put them into this hot pan. And what we do with this is just cook the shrimp shells. No oil, no fat, nothing. Over this high heat until they start to get translucent and pink. And what that's gonna do is gonna coax some flavor out of the shell. Really shrimpy flavor is really in the shell. A lot of shrimpy flavor is in the shell. The meat of the shrimp has a little sweetness to it. It's very plain. It's a very good vehicle for flavors. But this is where that shrimpy taste kind of resides, right? The concentrated flavor. So what we're gonna do is just kind of coax it out. I ran into these turnip greens today. They look pretty good and fresh. So I'm just gonna rinse them and get them a cut. We're kind of just gonna saute these light and, you know, wilt them down and just get them to a nice, you know what I mean? Nice saute. So your shrimp is going to tell you when it's done. Your shrimp shells are going to tell you when they're done. Just take a look at this. Have a look at this. You see it? You see how they're looking nice and toasty, right? See how they're looking nice and toasty and done, right? All the flavors are kind of getting coaxed out of there, right? So the next thing we're going to do is create a stock. This is some vegetable stock. And just gonna add about a cup. And a cup and a half, right? Tell me about that. I'm back with the no measuring. I'm gonna add about a cup and a half. Let's add a little bit more. Let's juice this up. I'm gonna call this 2 cups. Feels like about half of this. 4 cups of this. Let's call it 2 cups. And what we're gonna get at the end of this is a nice shrimpy broth. And we're gonna use that shrimpy broth a little bit later. Time to get our shrimp seasoned, right? They sit in here all bland and boring. So it's time to get some seasoning in them. I'm gonna build a little rub. Let's start out with salt, some freshly cracked pepper, just about equal amount, some Creole seasoning. This is Tony's famous. This is like the Old Bay of New Orleans. This is like the everything. This is like the adobo of New Orleans. This is everything. The magic season. You know what I'm saying? This is everything. Has a little bit of everything in it. So I'm gonna do a good teaspoon. It's got some kick to it. Excuse me. It's got some kick to it. Right up in there, right? And that has a little bit of everything in it, but you know, we're gonna make this flavorful. A little bit of granulated garlic, some smoked paprika, a little bit of granulated onion. I know that there's cayenne in here, but me being me, the me that I am, just a dash of cayenne. Just a dash. And that's it for the granulated and the powder stuff. You know, just get a little rub going. Enough to coat some flavor out. Season this bad boy up. So we're just gonna go from high. You know how I like to do. Season from high, you get the best coverage. get a dirty hand in there. Mix it all up. And we're going to come back again. Make sure everything is covered. Okay. Some live seasoning, right? That's what I like to call live seasoning. Powdered stuff is good, but I like to always reinforce with the live seasoning. So we got us a shallot. Cousin Gordy would call this a shallot. And we got some fresh garlic. Let's give it a little tap with the side of your knife. And I'm just going to give these a rough chop. That was good. Try to keep your fingers away from the blade. If you're going to wipe your knife, wipe down. Wipe down, away from the blade. Don't do this. No fingerprints. Take your joint smooth off. Alright? And just be careful. I'm going to put some of this in here. And then I'm going to reserve the rest of this. I'm going to use this for the greens. So we're going to need some garlic for that. So here we go. We're just going to dice the shallot. Ooh, a little resistance. Anybody see the Barris concert yesterday? That was yesterday. By the time you see this, it's going to be long gone. Hopefully you guys saw the Barris concert. I was just thinking, this shallot was putting up a resistance. So I'm just going to get this a little dice. That looks good. Pat. And that's just going to run through our shrimp and give them some good flavor. Good flavor. Right? Just get the rest of this up. Everything's coming together. We're going to get our greens on. I'm going to hit this pan with some canola oil. The pan is heated. So we're just going to swirl that around. Ooh, it's hot. And then we're going to go in with our seasoning. So this is some shallot, some garlic that we had diced before, and that seasoning blend, all of them the same. So we're going to get this going first. Just let that bloom a little bit. This is a good one. No stick. Just for a few seconds. And you don't want your garlic to burn. When you start to smell it and it starts to get fragrant, you know it's time to add your next ingredient. And we got all these greens. They're washed and drained, and I just get them a coarse chop. Now once we add it to our pan, it's going to cool things down, and it's going to prevent that garlic from burning. It's going to start wilting, start releasing some liquid. So it's about halfway there. I'm going to add some more of the seasoning. Right? And then the rest on top. And the rest of our seasoning. Just give it a little stir. A little toss. So we're gonna let this go. Cover it, and it's on low. I'm gonna switch pots. I'm gonna put it literally on the back burner and just let it steam there. Let it finish sauteing there. And I'm moving this pot to the front because this is gonna be for our grits. It's like 2.5 cups of water. I'm going to do a half cup of this vegetable stock, another half cup it ever comes off, of heavy cream. And this is gonna make the grits luscious, right? But I'm gonna save this for a little while. I wanna wait until this boils. Let me put this back on here. This cast iron here is getting hot and ready to do our shrimp. Got it on a low flame. Everything's gonna come together real quick, and then it's gonna be like rolling downhill. So you gotta kind of try to be in control. I'm just gonna strain off this shrimp stock. Now we can discard these shells. They've done their job. Okay, a watch pot never boils. So I stopped watching it. I did something in the meantime. So I'm gonna remove this lid. We got a nice boiling pot. And all we're gonna do now is start whisking in the grits. What you wanna do is whisk them in kind of slowly. So I'm gonna add them and whisk at the same time. Because you wanna avoid lumps. Your grits is gonna start thickening up. You know that, what they say, thicker than a bowl of grits? Yeah. So it's gonna start thickening up immediately. So now I'm gonna add my cream. The reason I didn't add it before is, you know how you boil milk and it tends to overflow and get frothy and creamy when it boils? I didn't want to do that. So now I can just add it, and it adds texture and a little creaminess and lusciousness to these grits. Let's season this a little bit. A little pinch of salt and some pepper right on top. Tiny bit of butter. I want it to cook thoroughly through so that you don't have too much grit. You understand what I'm saying? That grit that you get from grits. I want them to be creamy and luscious and, you know, like smooth, right? So stir it. That's enough. And I'm gonna cover this. So kind of like rice. I want it to absorb the liquid and get tender and get fluffy. So I'm gonna leave this now to kind of steam, absorb this liquid, get tender, get fluffy, get creamy, and then you know, then we'll taste it in a little while and see what the texture is like, see what the flavor is like, and keeping it moving. What's up? Y'all looking good over there? All right. So these two guys are on the low, and we're ready for this. Shrimp is here. Shrimp is here. Shrimp is here. Shrimp is here. The shrimp is here. It's time. We've been doing all of this around the superstar, the star of the show. The shrimp that puts the shrimp in grits. It's the shrimp, right? We're ready for this now. We got our cast iron skillet heating up real nice. Not too hot, not too high, because we don't want to scorch these. We don't want to burn them. We want to cook them. We want to develop some flavor. We want to develop a little crust. So I'm hitting this pan with canola. Nice high heat oil. So this oil starts to smoke a little bit. Turn it down a little bit. And start adding my shrimp. I'm just going to put the whole kit and caboodle in. So that sizzle. That's what you want. And I'm using my spatula to scrape out all of the goodies. All the goodies. Put them in there for we don't want to waste them. Alright? Weapon of choice. Let's try a spoon. And let's spread these guys out into one layer. Full contact with the pan so that we can flip once. Just space them out enough so that they have room, not too crowded. And everything's getting cooked. Turn it up about medium and just leave it alone. You don't gotta fuss with your food all the time. People want to be flipping and flopping. You don't gotta do that all the time. Let's let this have contact with the pan. You can even press it down a little bit. Make sure you got full contact with the pan. Yeah, you hear that extra sizzle? And press it down. Extra sizzle. Extra sizzle. Extra sizzle. Full contact, right? So we're gonna let these cook. And shrimp is kind of forgiving, but it's easy to screw up, easy to overcook, and you don't want your shrimp to be rubbery. You want it to be just cooked. So you get a nice crunch, a nice texture, and they also lose a lot of volume if you cook them too much. So you want to be easy, and you want to watch them. Don't go away. This don't take long. 2-3 minutes aside. You're gonna watch them. You don't gotta toss them. Just watch them. This is what you could do in the meantime. Get a little workout. Give your grits a little attention. Give your grits a little stir. Make sure they're not sticking to the bottom or nothing. Make sure they're not drying out. And if it is, hit it with a little bit of stock. Just to keep it loose. How y'all doing over there? Methinks it's time for a flip. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. A nice browning. A nice crusty. Alright. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. A nice browning. You don't want to flip it too early. Alright, that's just about another minute. Alright? So what I'm going to do now, these are just about cooked. I'm going to take them off. Because they're going to continue cooking. That carryover heat thing. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue cooking. And we're not absolutely done yet. We're not done. We're not done yet. Okay. Sit tight. Remember that shrimp stock that we made with the shells? Remember this guy? Watch this. You hear that? We're going to deglaze. That means we're going to get all of this brown bits of flavor. That has the seasoning in it. It has some of the shrimp that stuck to the pan while it was getting brown and toasty. You know what I'm saying? It's got all the flavor in it. And we're not going to lose any of it by just cleaning out the pan and just getting rid of it. We're going to use this to our advantage, right? To create a sauce. Hold on to this like this, and then transfer it into this bowl. We're going to build us a roux. We're going to do a couple tablespoons. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. Not me today, finger. I'm going to use the counter. This knife is sharp. And I can see, I can see the disaster right there. Ah, no fingers left. Not today, Dave. Not today, David. Nope. Okay. Tiny bit of canola oil. Just to keep the butter from burning. Then we're going to add some flour. A little scoopy of flour. It's supposed to be about the same amount of butter and the same amount of flour. About equal parts. And what you do, is just swirl that around. Cook the flour. And the darker you get, you get more flavor out of it when it gets a little bit darker. And you call that a roux, and you can go all the way to like a chocolatey brown color. And you'll see that in like gumbo coming soon to the Cooklyn channel. Yeah, baby. We got a lot in store for season 3, baby. Hold on to your seat. I'm gonna let this go. It's about peanut butter complexion right now. It's good. You can smell it. It has a nice little toasty, I want to say that a nutty kind of smell to it. You smell that nice. All right, boom. Hit it with that. Turn this down a bit. Turn down that bit. And let this marry up. This is that seafood stock hitting that roux. We're going to loosen it up with a little bit more of this stock. And we're going to give it a swirl. I'm going to give it a taste. Let me tell you something. The shrimpiness of this is amazing. I want this a little bit looser. It's a little bit looser. A little bit more stock. A little bit more butter. This is guilty food. We got greens here to back us up. Oh, look at that right there. We got greens to back us up. This is guilty pleasure food. This is comfort food. A little bit more butter. Right? It's gonna make this sauce kind of velvety. I'm saying the texture is velvety. I want to add a little acid to this, just to wake the flavor. So just a little squeeze of lemon juice. Lime's sweeter, more delicious cousin. So squeeze of lemon juice to freshen, brighten it up. I'm gonna just richen this up again. I'm all about the richness and the elevation of the flavors. Just a touch of this heavy cream. I'll put it away now. I swear, it's gone. No more. No more richness. It might be too rich. And that lightens it up a little bit. Oh, baby. I'll hit this with a little bit of pepper. Right? And then, right at the end, a little bit of hot sauce. This is just Red Devil. This is just some cayenne hot sauce. Just a little bit. Who wouldn't be this Louisiana classy stuff without a little bit of hot sauce? A little bit of heat in there. Just, you know what I mean? Just to keep it authentic. All right, y'all. That's it. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add my shrimp. Remember, we undercooked them a little bit. We undercooked them a little bit. Remember that? And they're gonna finish up in this luscious sauce. They're gonna get coated. They're gonna get coated and they're gonna get delicious in this luscious sauce, right? What's grits without some cheese? I just shredded up some Gouda, because it's so Gouda, and some cheddar. You know I gotta try, right? Mm-hmm. Smooth. Mm-hmm. Come through, cheddar. Come through. job been done. And hey shrimp, what's up with y'all? Just staying warm. Just staying warm. Just a little bit of a little rise of steam coming off of them. Just staying warm. Right? Looking good. I am gonna hit this with a little bit of parsley. Check this out. I'm just gonna bundle up this parsley and give it a little chop. And this is gonna add just a bit of freshness and a little bit of color. You know what I'm saying? Just a little liveliness. I'm gonna give myself a little plate. I'm gonna try this. Then I'm gonna call them down. You know, I gotta sneak first. All right. And here goes some of that fresh parsley. Just right over the top. Just to freshen it up a little bit. A little bit of lemon in case I feel like freshening that up a little bit. So that's it. Shrimp and grits. That's as we call it in the show business, a wrap. Smash that like and don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend, and I'll see you next time on the Cooklyn channel.